Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Lords of the Night. With me, as always, is the Lord of Pain, Ranting Monkey.
Hello.
And the Lord of Pennies, Satsu 2 cents.
What up, Dope?
And I'm your host, Scribe, the Lord of Punishment, as my phone beeps at me, because of course it does. Why wouldn't it? It's the top of the hour, and I have to be told that work is doing work stuff, and I'm fine. Yay! Hello, everyone. It is Friday. It's the end of the week for some of us. Most of us, I hope. And a long weekend for hopefully all of us, but I doubt it is all of us. But for those of you that have Monday off, congratulations. For those of you that don't, my sympathies. Yeah. Satsu, how are you doing?
Pretty good. Had a decent day. Nothing bad happened. And I ate before the stream. So there you go.
And how is the small one doing?
The small one is doing fine. Squishy swears up and down she said, "I love you" today, but I didn't hear it. So I can't corroborate.
Maybe she just said, "Don't touch it.
Did touch it.
Don't touch it."
It is so funny, man. Sometimes I don't even have to say it to her anymore. Like, I'll just look at her and she'll just say it. Mm-hmm. And she don't even be getting ready to touch nothing. I'll just look at her and she'd be like, "Don't touch it." I'm like, okay.
Got her trained. Thank you, tall person. Happy Eat an Extra Dessert Day, everybody.
Uh-oh.
My
600-pound life.
There you go. Thank you, tall person. And Monkey, how are you doing?
Okay. Just got surprised by the granddaughter, so I'm very happy. But
what happened?
I knew they were coming up this weekend. I didn't know they were coming up tonight. And I was sitting here playing a video game, and I heard the door handle jiggle to my door just a little bit. And I'm like, "Hello." And Lady Monkey popped the door. "Are you busy?" I'm like, "No." And it's really weird for her to open the door and ask that. And then in comes a little butt. And she came in. She just gave me a giant hug that lasted like a full minute.
Aww.
Yeah, I'm in a good place. How you doing, Scribbles?
I'm doing all right. It was a thankfully quiet day with work. And then after that, it was just kind of a lazy afternoon for the most part, which was fine by me. And so, yeah, a little warm today. It was kind of odd. I thought we were past our warm part of the year, but or the at least noticeably warm part of the year, but a little stuffy. So, but if that's my worst complaint, I'm probably doing all right. But otherwise, Monkey Dick, Jim Jones, movies. Hit that like button if you guys haven't already, and many of you haven't. So, what are you waiting for?
They're waiting for the video games.
Oh, well, then they're going to have to wait a long time.
Clearly, because you didn't say it.
Didn't I?
No.
I missed it, so I wasn't.
Yeah. Monkey Dick Jones movies, and that was
well, I apologize. Video games, and please share our stuff. Far, wide, and sideways. Apparently, you need to share my stuff because it'll help expand my brain power. That's the secret, you see.
He doesn't respect our trade, Monkey.
Oh, God. Thank you. This is Kyle. Hello, chat people in Lawton. Hello, Kyle. Excuse me. Did I really miss it? Okay, well, I don't know where my brain was at. I must have had a Joe Biden moment.
Alpha Omega said Jim Jones should be removed and replaced with birthdays. I feel like that would be appropriate.
Maybe I need to set aside an episode to just talk about Jim Jones.
No.
Kind of make up for lost time.
Relevance. It's too late.
I don't know. Drinking the Kool-Aid always has some relevance.
We say Jim Jones every night. We don't sing birthdays or happy birthday every night. So
yeah. And in let's see. So not tomorrow. So I think Monday is Monday the 8th. Am I?
Monday is the 7th.
Okay. All right. So all right. In short order, I'll have to sing somebody in particular a birthday, but not right now. Anyway, all of that being said, do we have anything else to mention before we get into the schnews?
Nah, bruh.
Nope.
Nah, bruh. All right. Well, let's start out with this. I think we might have mentioned the story sometime in the past, but it apparently has a resolution as of today. Mississippi drops case against Curtis Flowers after he was tried 6 times on murder charges.
Yeesh.
Prosecutors in Mississippi are dismissing the case against Curtis Flowers, a black man, capital B. I always say that now because they have to make that distinct, apparently, who was tried 6 times in a murder case by a white, capital W, prosecutor and spent 23 years in prison, a spokeswoman for the state's attorney general said Friday. The indictments against Flowers over the deaths of 4 people were dismissed, Colby Jordan, a spokeswoman for the Mississippi attorney general, told CNN. Flowers was accused of capital murder in the killing of 4 people inside a furniture store in Winona, Mississippi. Prosecutors allege Flowers stole a .380 caliber pistol and shot the store's owner, Beth Tardy, bad name, and 3 employees execution style on July 16, 1996. Flowers had won for Tardy and, according to prosecutors, killed her because she fired him after docking his pay for damaging a pair of batteries. Okay. He killed the other 3 victims to eliminate witnesses, prosecutors alleged. Tardy and 2 victims were white, 1 was black. Why is that relevant, CNN? He was imprisoned for 2 decades and faced 6 murder trials. The Mississippi Supreme Court overturned Flowers' first 3 convictions, 2 of which resulted in death sentences, and his next 2 trials ended in hung juries. After his last trial in 2010, a Montgomery County jury found him guilty and he was sentenced to death. His lawyers appealed the case, and last year, the United States Supreme Court ruled Flowers deserved a new trial because the state's lead prosecutor, Doug Evans, had engaged in unconstitutional racial discrimination by striking African American jurors from the panel.
Oh.
So, yeah, so he didn't. It didn't end because there was evidence that said he didn't do it. It was ended because they felt the trial was rigged.
Okay.
So, yeah.
So he could have done it. And we
I don't know the details of the case, so I couldn't tell you. But I was curious as to why. I didn't know why they dismissed the charges finally, but apparently that's why.
Huh.
So his racism backfired?
Apparently so.
Oof.
So there you go with that one.
Yeah.
Let's see. Now, I found this interesting. As far as I could tell on the front page of CNN, this was the only story that referred to something that happened last night that I woke up to this morning and was very, I guess, sort of surprised by, but not surprised by.
Mm-hmm.
Barr says streets are safer after killing of an alleged Antifa member.
What?
Attorney General William Barr applauded on Friday the killing of a suspected murderer who was a self-proclaimed member of Antifa. Barr's statement in part said that, quote, the streets of our cities are safer with this violent agitator removed, unquote. Barr was referring to Michael Forrest Reinhold? Who allegedly killed Aaron J. Danielson during an August 29th protest in Portland, Oregon.
He said he did.
Admitted he did it, or took credit for doing it.
Yes, to Vice, yeah. For weeks, Barr has said that federal authorities have been gathering intelligence related to isolated members of Antifa traveling to protests across the country. Quote, the tracking down of, how do you say the guy's last name? Reinhold?
I don't know. It doesn't matter to me. He's a shit.
I know.
So
I know. I'm just trying to figure out a way. Renewal or something. A dangerous fugitive, admitted Antifa member, and suspected murderer is a significant accomplishment in the ongoing effort to restore law and order to Portland and other cities, unquote. Renewal fled the scene and a warrant was issued for his arrest. Members of the U.S. Marshals, FBI, state, and local law enforcement tracked down Renewal Thursday night in Olympia, Washington. Yeah, gosh, it took them that long, and Vice found him 3-4 days beforehand?
Day or so.
Interesting. When law enforcement officers attempted to arrest Renewal, he tried to escape, produced a firearm, and was shot and killed, said Barr. Quote, the streets of our cities are safer with this violent agitator removed, and the actions that led to his location are an unmistakable demonstration that the United States will be governed by law, not violent mobs, said Barr. He could have fooled me in some places. Certain cities, certain states.
Well, I mean, if it was up to Barr, then that'd probably be the case, but it's not, unfortunately.
The Thurston County Sheriff's Office will lead the shooting investigation. As a matter of policy, the U.S. Marshal Service will not release the names of deputy marshals involved in shooting incidents until the conclusion of all investigations surrounding the incident. Now, Monkey, you did a show this morning centered on this. Thank you, Point Curation. Couple of spaghetti dollars. Spaghetti? God, when was the last time I had spaghetti? I can't remember. Well, I guess I'm buying at least $2 Canadian worth of spaghetti tomorrow.
Yeah.
How much spaghetti do you think that gets me?
2 boxes of spaghetti, depending on where you go.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you, Manic, for the Dogcat Fox. Hiya, Dogcat Fox. Thank you, Manic. So, Monkey, you did a show on this morning. Actually, it was seeing the link to your show that I found out that had happened. Do you have any other thoughts or insight on this whole thing?
There were just the eyewitness accounts. So far, the police, the last I saw, hadn't come out with any detailed description of what happened. Eyewitnesses say he pulled out what they described as an assault rifle and started firing at the cops, and the cops put him down. So I don't know more than that. As for thoughts on it, fuck this guy.
Wasn't he, I forget now, wasn't he previously either arrested or something for weapons violations or something?
He had twice been stopped and found to have illegal weapons on him. Once was while he was drag racing with his son, and another time he was stopped and they found the gun. I believe it was the same gun, the same illegal weapon on him. And neither time was he actually fully charged for it. So,
how long ago did those happen? Do you know?
I know one of them was in May.
Okay, so this year.
Yeah.
Okay.
A couple months ago, right before he murdered a man in cold blood on the street.
Yeah, when I saw that, this morning, I got pissed off. I really, just like with so many other things, I'd really rather that they were caught and have to face a court. But if he was getting ready to hurt other people or start shooting at the police or something, then I'm not going to shed any tears. But it still pisses me off that he didn't have to face down what he did. So. Anyway,
well, going by what he said in his remarks, I mean, when he was talking to Vice they played up the whole knife angle, conveniently leaving off the point where he says the guy either had a knife or pepper spray, or mace. Either had knife or mace. Well, you weren't saving your friend's life if you had mace.
Yeah. Wasn't he shot from behind? I don't know. I forget the details now.
No, I believe he was shot in the stomach.
Okay. All right. Well, that's that, I guess. No justice for that guy, but well, I mean, of a kind, I suppose. Like I said, I'd rather he was having to face a jury. In related, I suppose, tangentially, charges filed against militia members traveling to Kenosha. 2 members of the, and I'd never heard of this before, the 417th Second Amendment Militia Group from Missouri traveling to Kenosha, Wisconsin, were arrested Thursday by federal officials and charged with illegally possessing a cache of weapons. If only that had happened with the other guy in Portland before all this started. Michael M. Carmo and Cody E. Smith were separately charged and ordered to be temporarily detained until their bail hearings on September 8th at 10:30 a.m. in front of a magistrate, Judge Stephen C. Dries. Carmo, 40, and Smith, 33, were roommates for a month, worked together, and were members of the 417th Second Amendment Militia, a pro-law enforcement group, according to the criminal complaint. A pro-law enforcement group acting as a paramilitary organization outside the law.
What's the charge?
I don't know. Well, they say illegally possessing weapons. They traveled by car to Kenosha to, quote, see for themselves, unquote, what was going on at the protests, attended a Make America Great Again rally, and planned to go to Portland to, quote, unquote, take action if police were defunded, according to Carmo's criminal complaint. Quote, Kenosha Police Department advised FBI that a law enforcement agency in Iowa had received a tip that Carmo and an unidentified male were in possession of firearms and traveling from Missouri to Kenosha, Wisconsin, prosecutors said in a statement Thursday. FBI agents found in their hotel room an Armory AR-15 rifle, a Mossberg 500 AB 12-gauge shotgun, 2 handguns, a silencer, ammunition, body armor, a drone, a twisted cable survival saw, a dagger, and other materials. They each have criminal records and were not authorized to have any firearms of ammunition. I think they mean or ammunition, prosecutor said. Their criminal complaints contain screenshots of Carmo's Facebook page where he posed in all-black attire and in one photograph is allegedly holding a gun with a laser sight. An attorney was not listed for Carmo, according to the court file online. A request for comment from Smith's attorney, Craig Albee, was not returned on Friday. If convicted, they each face up to 10 years in prison for each charge. So they're convicted felons and in possession of firearms.
All right.
So, smarties. Well, I'm glad they got caught before they could do something stupid. More stupid than they were already doing, I guess. Let's see. So, because of a relatively slim number of interesting articles on CNN tonight, I went over to Fox News for a couple of things.
Ew.
So, we're fair and balanced here at Lords of the Night. Isn't that right?
Except Fox News is fake news.
It can be. It has been in the past, but who knows? Let's see. Reporters blasted for shamefully embarrassing softball questions at rare Biden press conference. Who blasted them?
Yes.
Is it anyone of consequence, or is it somebody at Fox News? That's my wondering.
Probably
somebody.
social media.
Let's see. Reporters who were able to ask questions at Joe Biden's press conference Friday, end quote. Sorry, I added that myself. Were torn apart by critics for failing to properly grill the Democratic presidential candidate. Biden, who took questions for the second time this week after going approximately a month without holding a single press conference, spent much of his time blasting, all the blasting everywhere.
They're all stormtroopers.
I know, right? And they all keep missing. Blasting President Trump over a report in The Atlantic magazine that he had disparaged fallen World War I soldiers during a trip to France in 2018. However, those who were looking forward to hearing Biden respond to tough questions were left disappointed. The first question, posed by Atlantic staff writer Edward Isaac Dover, was about the magazine's bombshell report. Quote, when you hear these remarks, suckers, losers, recoiling from amputees, what does it tell you about President Trump's soul and the life he leads? Dover asked. Yeah, Biden, the psychoanalyst.
Wait, that was a question to Biden?
That was a question to Biden. Yeah.
Are you fucking... Okay, all right.
The Atlantic correspondent was followed by CNN's MJ Lee, who focused on remarks made by Trump. Okay, Fox News, you're right up there, CNN in some regards. Made by Trump made at a Thursday campaign rally that mocked Biden for his constant mask wearing. Quote, this is the question to Biden. Quote, I wonder if you worry that this kind of language that comes from the President of the United States can deter some Americans who are tuning into him to not wear masks, Lee told the former VP. Yeah.
Wow.
CBS News correspondent Ed O'Keefe squeezed in 2 questions for Biden, the first of which asked what the former vice president thought of Trump's supposed suggestion to voters that they should vote both by mail and in person. Did he say that?
Yes.
Okay. Was it a joke, or was it ambiguous?
He was trying to make a point about if it's actually safe and there's not a way for people to do that, then if they did that, then they'd get immediately told no. He did it very poorly, though.
Oh, okay. The second question asked why Biden wasn't angrier at Trump's reported comments about the fallen soldiers. Okay. Are you going to tell us what his responses were to these questions? Because I'm curious. ABC News correspondent Mary Bruce also questioned Biden about Trump's attempts to discourage mail-in voting, but invoked Russia's efforts to, quote, sow doubt, unquote, in the electoral process and whether Biden was, quote, concerned, unquote, that such messaging may be working to disenfranchise his own supporters.
So not a single question was about Biden.
The less than rigorous lines of questioning left critics enraged. Quote, the media are simply the PR wing for the Biden campaign at this point, Ben Shapiro reacted.
Basically.
Conservative commentator Stephen Miller singled out Lee for criticism, tweeting, quote, watch this question and how it's framed. She essentially gives Biden the answer to her question. She's making a statement and asking Biden to basically just reply to her, unquote. Real Clear Investigations, I'm assuming they're associated to Real Clear Politics. Senior writer Mark Hemingway wrote, quote, a text from a friend watching the press conference. Quote, who are asking Biden these questions? It's like watching someone make sure a 3-year-old wins Candyland. Unquote.
Oh my God.
Quote, 4 years of but her emails taunts worked. Reporters are worried that if they ask Biden a challenging question, they'll be heckled as complicit by the people whose opinions they care about, unquote. Washington Examiner executive editor Philip Klein concluded. Fox News politics editor Chris Steyerwalt also piled on the reporters for what he called their, quote, shamefully embarrassing behavior. Quote, so seldom do reporters get to ask Joe Biden questions, so seldom do reporters, this is the second time really in quite a while, and that was shamefully embarrassing, Steyerwalt told Outnumbered Overtime. Who makes up the names for these shows?
I don't know.
Quote, I mean, there were 2 questions in there that maybe could have been considered adversarial, but that was as bad as when Trump calls on some niche pro-Trump publication to ask him how magnificent his magnificence is, unquote. Steyerwalt singled out O'Keefe for the question about why Biden wasn't angrier about Trump's reported comments, sarcastically calling it his favorite. Quote, I'm just sitting here listening and thinking, don't you want to know about his plans? Don't you want to know about the controversy surrounding his plans? Don't you want to know anything? The closest we got to an adversarial question was when they were asking him about whether he got his coronavirus test up his nose or whatever. It was just a real missed opportunity. It was frustrating to see. Yeah. And can prepare for more of it. That's all it's going to be.
Yeah. It was, it was quite interesting to watch these questions. And that one that they were talking about, it was like she had laid out the scenario or whatever, answered the question for him, just basically asked him to agree with it. Jeez.
I bet a lot of them are afraid that if they actually asked him a question that required some kind of insightful thing, they'd end up being responsible for making him angry or confused or stumbling or something.
Nancy, I'm like, you guys are setting him up.
Well, that's the thing. And what I was going to say is that would then, and again, I'm just guessing, but if someone asks him something that puts him in a position where he's going to look out of touch or disconnected or something, what's the likelihood that the campaign will call on that person again in the future?
Mm-hmm. Well, with them not having campaign events all that often anyway, it's not much of a worry. Yes. I think it's that they're a bunch of sycophantic pieces of shit.
Yeah, too.
But
I think our press has proven that over and over again.
Yeah. And this really just leads to the narrative as to why they really don't want him to do. And that's funny, too, because over on Twitter, I have seen post after post for the past 2 days, and I don't know why it just started like 2 days ago, of people saying Trump's going to back out. He's going to chicken out of the election. I'm like, he is the only person who has explicitly said we need to have these elections.
Debates.
Nancy Pelosi. Debate.
Yeah,
all right. I'm like, Nancy Pelosi said they shouldn't have it. There was a whole bunch of Democrats who jumped in and said, yeah, we agree. They shouldn't have the debates or anything like that. And I was just like, where the fuck is this coming from? Like, where are all these people coming out? Trump's a coward. He'd never go through with the debates. I'm like, he wants to debate. This dude's so fucking bad.
Yeah. They're trying to set things up, and I don't know what they're hoping to accomplish with it. I guess we'll find out. Now, when's the first debate supposed to happen?
Oh, I haven't seen yet.
The first presidential, I think it's sometime this month, supposedly. Tuesday, September 29th. Tuesday, that's going to be my night. Yay! We'll have to do a pregame show and a live stream. We'll watch it. That'll be fun. All right. And in a related story, I'll do this one as the last one here. Sources dispute claim Trump nixed visit to military cemetery over disdain for slain veterans, but back up parts of Atlantic report. Which parts? I don't know. President Trump canceled a planned 2018 trip to a cemetery for American war dead in France because of the weather and not because of disdain for the slain soldiers who were buried there or concern about how the weather would affect his hair, two sources told Fox News, despite a report from The Atlantic making that claim. Now, was that the story where they didn't actually have any named sources?
Yep.
Still, the details from that trip and other events described in the explosive piece remain a subject of dispute. Two sources who were on the trip in question with Trump refuted the main thesis of the Atlantic's reporting that Trump canceled a trip to the Asni Marni, I'm obviously mispronouncing that, American cemetery, which is at the site of Belleau Wood, an important World War I battle, because he believed the soldiers to be losers. The White House had said at the time the decision was made because of poor weather for flying Marine One and the fact that the cemetery was too far a distance for a motorcade to drive. One of the sources who refuted the Atlantic's reporting is not a fan of Trump. Both sources said that Trump was upset about not being able to go and said that they had never heard Trump refer to war dead at the cemetery or in the Battle of Belleau Wood as losers or suckers. Both sources also noted that Trump was not worried about how the weather would affect his hair, as the Atlantic reported. Trump the next day stood in the rain for an hour at a different event. The sources only rejected the claim about the cemetery and not other accounts where Trump is alleged to have insulted soldiers. Trump has previously gone after the late Senator John McCain, who was a prisoner of war in Vietnam. But a former senior Trump administration official who was in France traveling with the president in November 2018 did confirm other details surrounding that trip and had a different account of the canceled cemetery visit. The source said, unnamed, but okay, that during the trip, the president was not in a good mood, angry at something the French president had said, and questioning the need to go to two cemeteries. Trump apparently was warned he'd get bad press for canceling. The source also said there was no security reason not to drive to the cemetery, which was about 40 miles from Paris. Quote, the president drives a lot. The other world leaders drove to the cemeteries. He just didn't want to go, the source said. According to the former official, Trump also had said of the Vietnam War, quote, it was a stupid war. Anyone who went was a sucker, unquote. But sources said Trump did not use that term to refer to war dead interned at the French cemetery. Okay. Separately, this former official also heard the president say of American veterans, quote, what's in it for them? They don't make any money, unquote. Multiple sources have confirmed Trump said something to this effect during a 2017 visit at Arlington Cemetery, as described in the Atlantic piece, though one insisted Trump was not being derogatory. Okay. Further, regarding accounts of the president's July 4th military parade planning, the source said that during a planning session at the White House after seeing the Bastille Day parade in 2017, the president said regarding the inclusion of wounded veterans, quote, that's not a good look, and Americans don't like that, unquote. The White House was adamant that the Atlantic allegations were unfounded. Quote, not a soul brave enough to put their name on any of these accusations, White House spokesman Judd Deere said Thursday of the report. That's because they are false. Just another anonymously sourced story meant to tear down a commander-in-chief who loves our military and has delivered on the promises he's made. What a disgrace, unquote. I don't know. I mean, I could believe Trump would say some things like that, but at the same time, yeah, unnamed sources and rumors of rumors and things. It's like, okay, and
well, I have many problems with this. One, it's too convenient. That doesn't mean it's not true. I wasn't there. I don't know if he said it or not, but that article is hot garbage. That is calling that news is stretching news to the point of that word not even meaning anything anymore. Unnamed source after unnamed source. The people who are willing to put their name on it and say I was there, all are saying no, that never happened.
Right.
And the timing of it is this is not. It's not. When was this supposed to have happened? 2018.
Yeah, I mean, I'd heard in the past that he'd made some kind of comments at Arlington Cemetery. I remember that vaguely.
Yeah, the Arlington one, he was talking to John Kelly about his son. And this is in the article. And if you read the actual words, Donald Trump, he does not, and I understand that he doesn't understand why somebody would lay their life down for their country when they get nothing monetarily out of it. Now, the monetarily, I'd never heard that before, and that's not, as I recall, not in the quote in the Atlantic article.
Yeah.
He's just like, they don't even get anything for it. And I don't know if he's, if it was meant as a bad thing. It doesn't read that way unless you're trying to.
I don't really get. I don't know how to read that myself, but I mean, unless he just doesn't understand. Like, I mean, the worst interpretation I can think of is that everything has to have a profit motive, and if there isn't one, why would you do it?
Maybe. Is she in there? Okay. Sorry, Lady Monkey's going tonight. Yeah. Just making sure there's not a foot in my bed when I get in there later. And not necessarily just a profit motive thing. It could have just been him going, how do I put this? Him not understanding, being willing to sacrifice that, even without profit. Because like I said, that I don't remember that being in the quote from the article itself.
Yeah, like I said, that's the worst interpretation I can come up with, that he doesn't just understand sacrifice for love of country or for your fellow man kind of thing.
But the rest of this, I mean, because almost everything I've seen today when arguing with people, like, well, he said something like that about John McCain. Like, don't you think it's funny that the whole loser thing that he called John McCain specifically because he's a child when he's arguing with people, just happens to be the exact wording he used here.
Real quick, thank you, Pikal, the Driving Ape Man. What a wordy article talking about a BS article. Yeah, I mean, it was trying to break down like how credible it was, but they also used unnamed sources to discredit the article, so it's just sort of like two zeros running up against each other and equaling a zero. And as far as like the article coming out, the convenience of it, all of these mini like September surprises are, I mean, they're holding on to their best stuff. We're going to see more things like this, whether they're better or worse than that article coming in. So,
no, see, I wouldn't even consider this one of those. What I mean by the timing of it is right after Nancy Pelosi gets busted with the face mask thing.
I see.
And nobody's talking about that anymore.
Yeah, there definitely seems like they're trying to distract from anything outside of that. And in reference to what Scribe said at first there, I've heard somebody actually make that argument. What's like, well, did he say it? And the other person was like, well, there's no real evidence that he said it. Like, a lot of people came forward and said he didn't. And the one person was like, well, does it seem like it's something he would say?
Exactly.
And they're like, yeah. And well, that's all you need. If it seems like it's something he say, then he probably definitely said it. And I'm just like, oh, come on, dude.
No, I'm not taking that. I'm just, that isn't evidence to me. Like, does that sound like something that Donald Trump would mutter under his breath or whatever else because he's a crass and can be uncouth, etc.? It's like, sure, but that doesn't mean that he did. And just because you craft something that says, oh, well, this of course sounds like him, that's not evidence. And if you're basing it on that, it's like, so this is just one more giant he said, she said, and unless you got a recording of it or you have somebody willing to put their reputation on the line for it, that actually matters in some way.
Real quick, check out your super chat there.
Yeah, real quick. Thank you, Seal77. Even Bolton backs up the White House response, and which is saying something. Bolton's not really a big fan of Trump.
He hates Trump.
Thank you, Alpha Omega. Get some more pepper jack or goldfish or whatever strikes your fancy. Thank you, Alpha, and I will, because tomorrow, hint, hint, there will be a TEDx Alliance. So looking forward to that. But yeah.
Well, I was just going to point out that when you said, it's an article that's backed up by he said, she said stuff, they don't name names in this article, but like Bolton, there are people who've come out, slapped their name on these things. They said, no, this didn't happen. I was there. This didn't happen. Sarah Huckabee Sanders came out. Bolton should tell people, okay, somebody's full of shit if Mustache Man is backing Trump on this.
That is true. Yeah. All right. Well, guys, we're at the bottom of the hour, so it's MSS News time. So if you have news stories you would like us to read on the air, send them to us via Twitter using the hashtag MSS News. Can't promise we'll get to them all, but that's because I'm long-winded. And sometimes we get caught on a story because it just strikes our nerves. This one comes from Chicago Mike. Let me minimize the window here so I keep an eye on things. Holy cow. Man survives for 4 days trapped under a fallen tree in western Minnesota.
Damn. I'll be right back.
Oh, I see how it is. I hope it's probably Grand Monkey.
Probably.
I'm hoping it's Grand Monkey. Maybe let's go to the bathroom or something. Now, Satsu.
Uh-huh.
You just heard the headline I read, right?
Right.
Okay. The name of the town this occurred in?
Mm-hmm.
Redwood Falls.
Redwood Falls.
A 59-year-old man was pinned under a fallen tree for more than 100 hours this week near Redwood Falls, Minnesota. That is just... That's like you could make a limerick to put on this guy's gravestone with that material.
So the sign coming into the city is a warning.
Exactly. It's like, be careful now because Redwood Falls. According to the Redwood County Sheriff's Office, they received a 911 call about a tree that had fallen on a person just before 4 p.m. Monday. Quote, I've been doing this job for nearly 30 years and come across a situation when you approach it, you're expecting the worst. And when I got there, I was just amazed at what I saw, said Chief Deputy Mark Farrison of the Redwood County Sheriff's Office. There they found 59-year-old Jonathan Saplecha, I'm probably screwing that up, pinned under the tree. They discovered Saplecha was cutting down trees when one fell on him Thursday, August 27th. He was trapped for more than 4 days.
Oof.
Quote, I asked him, how long have you been there? And he said, about 100 hours, said Farrison. Quote, he knew his name and was very alert and conscious, and it was just amazing how alert he was. Saplecha, a teacher, lives alone, but his ex-wife found him. She had called his daughter, who said she had heard he was, quote, working on some trees, unquote. She went to find out what was going on after he missed a Friday and a Monday of work from a nearby school district. Quote, very lucky the people that were concerned about him checked up on him, said Redwood Falls Fire Chief Jeff Bommersbach. It took the Redwood Falls Fire Department several hours to remove the tree, and incredibly, they even had some help from Saplecha. I can't say this name. Quote, Jonathan was actually having a conversation with members of the department on where to make the relief cuts and where we should cut, said Bommersbach. Quote, he was airlifted from the scene after Redwood Falls firefighters freed him. First responders believe Saplecha's military background and some rain that had come through on Sunday helped keep him alive. Quote, I just hope I don't get another call like this because I don't think most of them will have the outcome we have here, said Bommersbach. I'm just amazed about how he did it. He had the will to live and he wasn't ready to go, said Farrison. That is fucking amazing.
Yeah, that's pretty amazing.
Did you catch the part where the name of the town where this happened was?
Oh, yeah, I heard it all. I just had to unplug my headset for a second.
Okay. Yeah, I just thought, like I said, that is some old-time Western gravestone type limerick stuff right there.
That's right.
All right. Good for him.
Redwood fell in Redwood Fall.
Mm-hmm. Let's see. Oh, boy. This one comes from Frosted Glass. And it's Vox.com.
Oh, we haven't done Vox in a while.
It caused me to wonder, like, at least peripherally, anybody know what's happening with Carlos Maza lately?
No, I know he had his YouTube channel. I haven't paid any attention to it, though.
Kenosha's looting is a symptom of a decrepit democracy.
Wait a minute. There is no looting in Kenosha.
Democratic presidential nominee Joe Biden made a forceful denunciation this week of the property destruction that followed the Jacob Blake shooting in Kenosha, Wisconsin, saying, quote, rioting is not protesting. I want to make it absolutely clear, so I'm going to be very clear about all of this. Okay, thanks, Joe. Rioting is not protesting, he said. Looting is not protesting. Setting fires is not protesting. None of this is protesting. It's lawlessness, plain and simple, unquote. Thanks, Joe. I wasn't sure until you said it.
Yeah, we definitely didn't know that until 4 months after, you know.
Biden's rebuke of rioters and adulation of peaceful protesters reflects a bipartisan sentiment. I think it just reflects a reasonable sentiment, but sure. I guess. I think people on both sides of the aisle who are at least reasonable would say one isn't good and the other one is fine, except for those that think that looting is acceptable, who are on one side of the argument too sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
President Donald Trump argued during his own trip to Kenosha that, quote, these are not acts of peaceful protest, but really domestic terror, unquote. Attorney General Bill Barr similarly denounced, quote, mob violence, unquote. Barr urged Americans concerned about police shootings to trust the, quote, due process of the law and allow, quote, dispassionate, reasoned decision based on analysis of the situation, unquote. This is back to the author now. It's not hard to find denunciation of looting from local officials, from Chicago Mayor Lori Lightfoot. Arguing that rioting was, quote, not legitimate First Amendment protected speech, unquote, to Minnesota Governor Tim Walz decrying property damage as, quote, attacking civil society, unquote. I'm waiting for the but here. Given the title of the article, I'm waiting for the however. These politicians' insistence on non-destructive protest echo President Richard Nixon's civil rights era appeals for law and order amid riots against racial injustice. Quote, dissent is a necessary ingredient of change, Nixon said in 1968. Quote, but in a system of government that provides for peaceful change, there is no cause that justifies resorting to violence, unquote. Yet what Nixon, Trump, Biden, and other elected officials miss is that America's government frequently fails to provide meaningful avenues for peaceful change, particularly on police violence. If looting and rioting have no place in a well-functioning democracy, then perhaps we should pause to consider that these are signs that Americans are not, in fact, in a functioning democracy.
What?
I'll read that circular logic again. If looting and rioting have no place in a well-functioning democracy, then perhaps we should pause to consider that these are signs that Americans are not, in fact, in a functioning democracy. Rioting and unrest, while tragic and destructive, remains a historically familiar and rational response to state violence and weak democratic institutions. From the Boston Tea Party to John Brown's raid on Harper's Ferry to the 1992 Los Angeles riots, violent insurrections have served as a form of protest and resistance for centuries in the United States. Today's riots, one more sentence. Today's riots, still relatively rare, royal after years of legal logjams and gridlock on meaningful policing reform.
Okay.
So riots are bad, except for when they're for the things we agree with.
There you go.
I wonder what this author would think about those guys that went to that courthouse or whatever about the lockdown, and they were armed and nothing happened.
Yeah. About that literally, and here's the thing. They had arms. They had weapons. They were domestic terrorists. Nothing. Literally nothing happened. They showed up and they went home. Literal place in flames. They're just like, nothing to see here. They're peaceful.
Remember all those pictures of like those Instagram influencers going to places where stuff had happened, like posing?
Mm-hmm.
All right, I'll put the link in the chat real quick. Scroll down about halfway through the article thereabouts and look for the girl in the parking lot. And tell me what you see.
Oh my God.
I put the link in the chat, everybody. Thank you, Chicago Mike. America is not a democracy, Carlos. It's a constitutional republic. Well, we're going to get technical. Thank you, Angry Illinoisian. How's that freedom of the press treating you, author? Yeah. Anyway.
The chick with her fist up by the cars.
Yeah, it's like here I am standing in the daylight after all the destruction's over with, and we burn, you burn with us.
By the way, we didn't do this.
Right. Yeah. No. I'm not saying I'm complicit in this massive arson here.
Yeah, we didn't do any of this. But by the way,
arson's good, guys. Just not me. I didn't.
Yeah, thank you, white supremacists, for burning down this place.
All right, yeah, the agitators. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm.
Oh well. All right, moving on. This one comes from Massive Dynamics. I see you, Massive Dynamics. I see you. Suspect arrested at protest 1 week before deadly stabbing. Okay. Portland, Oregon. A man accused of stabbing 2 people to death in Northeast Portland in June was arrested at a protest in downtown Portland just 1 week prior. So, unless he was arrested for something that should have kept him in jail longer.
Did he cut out for you there, Monkey?
No.
Okay. Just check.
Is my sound not good?
No, when you were reading that, I missed like the whole first half of it. But
okay, I'll start over. A man accused of stabbing 2 people to death in Northeast Portland in June was arrested at a protest in downtown Portland just 1 week prior.
Got it.
Cassie Leeton, 22, and Najaf Nate Hobbs, 39, were stabbed on June 16th near Northeast Davis Street. Police arrested Philip Lawrence Nelson, 39, 2 days later. He faced 2 murder charges and is being held without bail. Just days before he allegedly killed Leeton and Hobbs, though, Nelson was taken into custody at a protest in downtown Portland. Court records show he was arrested on charges of interfering with a police officer. Those charges were dismissed the next day. So I don't get the relevance. I mean, like I said, unless he was arrested for something that he should have spent more time in jail for, and that's like they knew he was a dangerous criminal and they let him loose or something, but interfering with a peace officer is pretty minor. Before that, Nelson did not appear to have any criminal history in Oregon. Okay, so there was no way of knowing. What's the track here?
Is it just an FYI?
I guess. Then it goes into details about the murders, and okay. I guess it's an interesting footnote, but it says nothing. I mean, like I said, if it was something like he was arrested having an illegal weapon on his person as in a knife, but he was let go the next day on a technicality. Like, okay, that might be a kind of tragic, circumstance, but he was arrested for something exceedingly minor, was let go the next day, and then did something ridiculously horrible a week later. So there you go. Okay. Tragic story, weird article to tell it. Let's see. This one comes from Wandering Lisa. Or Wandering, which is it? Wandering Lisa. Woman glued up her own vagina in attempt to frame ex-boyfriend for crime.
Okay.
A woman who glued up her own vagina in a desperate bid to try and frame her ex for the crime has been sentenced to 10 years in prison.
Damn.
Oh, where did this happen? This didn't happen in America, did it? Vanessa Gesto, I don't know how to say that. She's a Gesto. Accused former boyfriend Ivan Rico of kidnapping her outside her home and later abandoning her while semi-naked after squeezing the super glue into her private parts. Her story began to unravel when investigators uncovered CCTV footage from a Chinese-run supermarket showing Gesto buying the glue and a kidnap kit, including knives she used to harm herself. Police also discovered the only vehicle filmed passing the spot where she claimed to have been assaulted and then tortured was a council bin lorry, or I'm guessing this is in the UK, not the black car she said she had been abducted in. Rico, 36, spent several days on reprimand in prison before the shameful attempts by Gesto, who was dubbed the glue liar in Spain, where the crime took place, became apparent. Whoa, Spain doesn't hold back, do they?
It don't seem that way. Alpha Omega, thank you for the donation. Put this towards the MC Hammer suit for Squeetus, where she can say, "Can't touch this."
Oh! That's great.
That would be adorable.
Hey, you get her dancing, and you look at her.
Get that.
A court in the northern Spanish city of Leon convicted her of 2 counts of making up a crime and jailed her for 10 years.
Ooh, good.
Man, I wish we had that here. She was also ordered to pay her ex 25,000 euros in compensation in a written sentence released this week after a trial earlier this year at Lyon's provincial court. That is Spain. I'm jealous. I'm jealous of your extreme justice for somebody trying to set somebody up for probably a ridiculous sentence of their own and getting one of their own. That's great. That's great. If only we had such processes here. Can we go like a 2 or 3 month period without another one of these stories? This one comes from Johnny Hellcat. But I think I'm honor bound. Every time I see one of these, I have to talk about it. Man killed in possible bison attack at Antelope Island State Park.
Bison attack at Antelope Island?
Another bison. Was he trying to pet the bison or something?
He tried to tickle his balls. Bison wasn't having it.
Yeah, bison balls. Buffalo balls. At a 55-year-old man who was critically injured Saturday morning at Antelope Island State Park in what officials believe may have been a bison attack, has died. According to a press release issued by the Utah Division of Natural Resources, 2 women who were at the state park came across a man, identified later as Larry M. Adams, who was alone on a trail and was calling for help. The man was severely injured, so the woman administered first aid and called 911 for help. The man was flown by medical helicopter to the University of Utah in critical condition, where he later died. Authorities said they believe the man's injuries are consistent with a possible bison encounter, but there are no witnesses. The incident remains under investigation. The man's name has not yet been officially released, but you did it anyway. Did you make sure the family was notified first, or? Okay. Thank you, Shrouded Angel. Leave large animals alone. Well, in this case, we don't know. It might have been a complete bad luck encounter, and we might never know if there weren't any witnesses. So, and thank you, the Redneck Ram. I hope she bought a mild super glue. I know some of them can cause a skin irritation, and inside the vag seems a bad place to have that going on. Any kind of super glue, mild or otherwise, gluing shut your orifices with chemicals is not a wise idea.
Yeah.
But given her intelligence in the whole process, I bet she got the super industrial strength stuff.
Well, I mean, vaginas are extra powerful, so it should be able to overcome it.
That's true. They give birth to children.
That's right.
Oh, do I want to read that one? Yeah, we read that one the other day. Okay, we'll try this one, unless it's terrible. This one comes from Shrouded Angel. And I think after this, we might move on. Woman gets her own back on cheating boyfriend, but some say she's taken it too far. Okay. Thank you, James Colley. Touching bidden balls sounds like self-defense to me. You talking about Biden balls?
I think they meant bison balls.
Bison balls. Okay. A woman who claims her boyfriend cheated on her revealed how she got her own back. This is the Mirror, so it's just like, must be British lingo. But some people think she took it too far. Destiny said she gave her long-distance boyfriend a second chance after he cheated on her the first time, but he's messed up again. To make the task of returning her ex's belongings a little easier, she decided to get revenge. Okay, on-screen writing on the video, quote, "This is what happens when you cheat twice on a girl who loves glitter." In the clip, Destiny is seen sitting in a car with a box of items which she says belongs to her ex-boyfriend, including a sports jacket, a few t-shirts, and a necklace. Then she begins to spray a few pieces with hairspray and gently folds them up and puts them back before she upends an entire envelope of glitter over it all. In the second video, she explained that she used to send him love letters with bits of glitter in them. This inspired her to repeat the prank on a larger scale, saying this was her idea of a smack in the face. Since being posted to TikTok, she has received over 2.5 million likes and over 20,000 comments. The majority of TikTokers TikTok users found the prank the perfect way to get closure. As one said, quote, inconvenient revenge is the best revenge. Okay.
I'm a little confused as to what happened.
So I guess the hairspray plus the glitter would basically glue the glitter into his stuff, and he'd have to like work really hard to get it out, if at all, or something, I guess.
Sure.
So I guess. Okay. I mean, it doesn't do him any harm, and you didn't send him like a dead rat or something. So, all right. There you go. Let's see. Apparently, we have a birthday. Whose birthday is it? I see the cakes.
Birthday.
I don't see whose it is. Somebody tell me whose birthday it is. I saw the cakes. I don't see a message telling me whose. So let me know. With that, guys, we're going to move on to the wonderful world of YouTube time. Thank you so much for all the stories. Sorry I didn't get to them all, but there are only so many X-Revenge things to go around in a day. I'm looking at the chat. A birthday, not mine. Well, Rick Ashbringer, it's not my birthday. Well, okay, well, that narrows it down. Thank you. All right, well, until somebody can tell me otherwise, I just saw cakes. So, moving on to YouTube time, I'll go first because I don't have much. Didn't do anything today except hosting this show and getting the theme ready for Rice Krispies. And I will be doing a TED Excellence tomorrow at noon. Pacific time is the plan, per usual. And then as a programming note, on Monday at 3 p.m. Pacific time, I'll be interviewing Matt Orchard, a YouTuber who has started doing some excellent true crime documentary videos. And I'm very excited to talk to him about all that stuff and more. He's in New Zealand, so he'll be in the future when I talk to him. He'll be in Tuesday, I think, when I talk to him technically. So he'll be time traveling on Familiar with the Matter. Okay, Zanwild, Scribe Light, old guy gamer's brother.
Who?
Okay, old guy gamer. It is my brother's birthday today. May I get a song for him, please? His name is Old Guy's Brother. All right, Monkey, will you do the honors?
Oh, guys, brother, it's your birthday, and around here we do this. This one's for you, and a 1, and a 2. Happy birthday to you.
Oh, people.
Excuse me. Happy birthday to you.
Monkey coughs.
Happy birthday, old guy's brother.
And Scribe's voice.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. I hope you had a good one.
I tried to sound like an old guy, and Monkey coughed like an old guy.
Yeah, I didn't mean to. That was accidental.
It added some flavor. But that's all of my YouTuber stuff. Satsu, what have you been up to?
Just editing today, prepping for the Night of the Dead stream tonight because 2 days is far too long to not play Night of the Dead. So we'll be streaming that tonight. And that's kind of it. Or at least that's all I have to report.
All right. Monkey.
Let's see. I went on Frosted Glasses channel last night and had a good time over there. And then after that, I was tired. We did a Monkey in the Morning, which I probably should have shut down half an hour before I did. But I was trying to hit that 2-hour mark, and then 2 hours, my body's like, stop now. Like, okay, well, no game stream last night because I was exhausted. And tonight we'll be playing over on Satsu's channel right after this, and then we'll see what happens from there.
All righty. Well, then, we'll then move on to the wonderful world of internet fugitry. Let's see. Do I have much of anything? I don't know if I did a whole heck of a lot today. Well, there's that video going around about Joe Biden pulling a Ron Burgundy and reading "end of quote" because it was on the teleprompter.
Yeah, that was classic.
That was pretty funny. Let's see. No. Yeah, we talked about the Portland guy getting killed. Oh, there was somebody who posted. So the news hour with Jim Lehrer apparently has a sheet of rules for what goes on his show, and somebody posted it today. And I can't say for 100% certainty this is accurate or this is real, but I found it interesting. So Jim Lehrer's rules of journalism. I practice journalism in accordance with the following guidelines. Do nothing I cannot defend. Do not distort, lie, slant, or hype. Do not falsify facts or make up quotes. Cover, write, and present every story with the care I would want if the story were about me. Assume there is at least one other side or version to every story. Assume the viewer is as smart and caring and good a person as I am. Assume the same about all people on whom I report. Assume everyone is innocent until proven guilty. Assume personal lives are a private matter until a legitimate turn in the story mandates otherwise. Carefully separate opinion and analysis from straight news stories and clearly label it as such. Do not use anonymous sources or blind quotes except on rare and monumental occasions. No one should ever be allowed to attack another anonymously. Do not broadcast profanity or the end result of violence unless it is an integral and necessary part of the story and or crucial to its understanding. Acknowledge that objectivity may be impossible, but fairness never is. Journalists who are reckless with facts and reputations should be disciplined by their employers. My viewers have a right to know what principles guide my work and the process I use in their practice. And lastly, I am not in the entertainment business. Mm-hmm. And again, I don't know if those are actually Jim Lehrer's rules or not. Either way, I love all of them.
Yeah.
When it comes to journalism, I love all of them.
Good standards to go by, unless you're a modern day journalist then.
All right. Beyond that, another good comment from somebody. I don't know if this is a named person. Oh, he's an editor at the Tablet magazine. I don't know what that is, but either way, Noam Blum said this today. Trump won't be around forever. Journalism will. Therefore, bad journalism in the Trump era is as deserving of harsh scrutiny as bad journalism in any other era, because the bad habits developing during Trump won't magically go away on their own when he's gone. And I think that's all absolutely true as well. And other than that, that's basically all I had. It's not really fucketry, just kind of some good comments. So, Satsu, what do you got?
All right, let's see here. I was laughing at old Joe for reading end of quote when he was reading the teleprompter. That was pretty funny. And even a few people who were just like, I'm voting for him. They're still pretty. A couple of them were face palming at the ridiculousness, and they're just like, "Look, I'm voting for Joe no matter what, but god damn it,
yeah, I'm holding my nose."
I saw this post interestingly enough today. It says, when we say Black Lives Matter, we aren't talking about an organization. We are talking about our lives.
I mean, for anybody who actually means that, I hate to tell you this, there's no distinction.
Yeah. Y'all need to start making that distinction then.
Yeah.
Because as it stands, there is no distinction. Especially the way that you guys present yourselves and the way you walk around wearing all of their tags and stuff, all the stuff, the merchandise and everything or whatever. You do the hand signs that you're supposed to do. You got the hashtag in your name or whatever, but whether you like it or not, they have taken this and made it an organization. They have taken it and made it their brand, and they are profiting off of your suffering, and you allowed it to happen. So I don't know what to tell you. If you want to call it something else, I guess, but we're here now. Let's see here. What else did I see? Hold on. Let me get back to my actual page here. But yeah, I saw that and I'm like, huh, interesting. We talked about the Babylon B thing already. So there's nothing else over on Facebook. Let me check Twitter real quick. The Twitter stuff was the people's pretty much going around saying that that Donald Trump's going to back out of the election, not the debates.
Right.
He's gonna back out and he's gonna cower right before things get started, or as soon as he's gonna start making excuses not to go. And if he does, if these people are correct, then I will be the first person to be like, well, there you go. I didn't think he'd do it, then he did it. Like, what a fucking coward. But as it stands right now, he is literally the only person, or at least the only person of note, explicitly saying that he wants them to happen. There's a lot of unsure opinions. There's a lot of people who seem to be like, well, I don't know if we should do it. There's people who think it shouldn't happen due to the COVID. There's a whole bunch of opinions going out there, but Trump has been one of the few people who is like, absolutely, we need to do this. But he's the only person they're saying he's going to check it out. He's not going to do it. And I'm just like, okay. And lastly, this is not fucketry. This is actually good news. I was talking to you guys recently about me trying to get a house, and I told you guys, like, based on the news that I got, it was just going to be tough, and I was a little discouraged about it. So what I did was I actually made Squishy an authorized user on one of my credit cards. Got her a line of credit, limited it, and then we just started kind of working on her credit. And less than 2 months, her credit has gone up 190 points. So she is slightly above the threshold that we need it to be in order to talk to people about getting a house in the first place. And we still got like 5 months out before we even got to start like officially looking. So it might happen. I don't know. I still don't know. There's still a whole bunch of other things that needs to be looked at and figured out. But her fucking credit score skyrocketed. And I didn't do much. I just did the same thing that I've been doing with my cards and limits and stuff. Well, there you go. So who knows? We might be moving in the house next year.
Yay.
We'll see. I will keep you guys updated. But yeah, that's all I got.
All right. Thank you, Chat Mort, for the little smiley face. Little smiley. Hello, Chat Mort. Hope you're doing well. Hope the fur babies are well as well.
Right.
Fur.
That's your white privilege kicking in.
What now?
Random said, is that your white privilege kicking in, Satsu?
Oh. All right. Monkey, what have you been up to?
Not very much, really. Mostly petty arguments. So I don't remember if there's anything real.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, no, it's just all me being petty today.
Well, you know what that means. Yeah. What?
Rick James.
I didn't hear you.
I'm Rick James, bitch.
No, that is not what that means.
Oh.
It's Mad Lib time.
Oh, I thought I was Rick James.
You can be Rick James if you want to.
Thanks, bitch.
There you go.
Who can I be?
Charlie Murphy.
Really?
He is way too white to be Charlie
I
Murphy.
was about to say that'd be like melanin appropriation. I don't think I can do that.
Seinfeld.
What's up with these jukeboxes? You put a coin in and a song comes out. What's up with that?
You know, he is the worst actor in his own show. Seriously. Every time I watch that, I'm like, the worst actor in this entire show is him.
Yeah. All right. Well, guys, after a long hiatus, we find ourselves with a lot of extra time, and therefore, we're going to do at least one, probably a couple, Mad Libs.
By the way, Monkey, check your Streamlabs.
Oh. Give me a second. I'd like to say, guys, never have that on when I'm not hosting. So just a second.
Oh boy.
Alpha Omega, thank you so much. Who says, don't let the grandkids wear you out. Oh, it's going to happen. So I appreciate the sentiment and the donation, but yeah, it's going to happen.
Okay. First one we're going to do is very short on words. Only 4 words. So I'm gonna give all of this to Monkey and Satsu. So you got 4 words to work with, so you have to make them count. Okay.
All right.
I love the enthusiasm I get from my co-hosts. Okay. So, Monkey, I need a color.
Oh, baby shit green.
All right. Satsu, I need a noun plural.
How about? See, we got to be extra careful. We only got 2
I
words.
know. You got to make these count.
How about hammerhead sharks?
Okay. Random enough. Monkey, I need a noun.
Oh, cock.
Okay. And lastly, Satsu, I need an adjective. Take your time to think about it. There's no rush here. We got plenty of time.
An adjective. Okay. How about I don't know. I'm trying to think of something that goes with the words.
I don't even know if that matters, but yeah, whatever.
Stiff.
All right, so
Oh boy.
here we go. Roses are baby shit green. Hammerhead sharks are blue. Cock is stiff, and so are you.
Is it an insult to call somebody stiff?
Yeah, I mean, if you call somebody
dancing,
yeah, or like I remember in Ghostbusters, like Bill Murray asked Sigourney, like, "Who's the stiff?" And it was a guy, it's basically like a nerd or somebody who's boring or whatever, that kind of thing. So it can be an insult depending on the context.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so there you go. That was a brief one, but we'll do another one here. No, that's too short as well. I want to get one with plenty of words so that we got something for everybody to join in on here. Give me a second. Let me see what options we've got. No, gosh, I'm just picking all the ones with like 5 or 6 words. What is going on? No. Okay. I'm thinking maybe I did this one in the past, but whatever. It's been long enough. I can barely remember. So, chat, this is what I need from you. I need a group noun, as in like postman, something that denotes a group of something, whatever. A group noun, a regular noun, and an adjective. Okay, so a group noun. A group noun, a noun plural. That's different than a group noun. So something that's a group of something, noun plural, and an adjective. So put your suggestions in the chat. Be sure to label them so I know what they are, and I'll get to them as I get down the list. See, Monkey, I need a noun.
Oh, let's see. Poop.
Satsu, I need a noun.
Platter.
Monkey, I need an adjective.
Oh, tart.
Tart?
Tart.
Okay. Satsu, I need a noun.
Inflatable sex doll.
Okay. Monkey, I need a noun.
Oh, gas tank.
Interesting. All right. Satsu, I need another noun.
How about a turkey leg?
Monkey, I need a verb ending in S.
Sharts.
Oh, God. Satsu, I need a number.
42.
42. Monkey, I need another noun.
Ironing board.
Ironing board. Okay. Satsu, I need a preposition, and they give examples like under, over, around, etc.
Beyond.
All right. Monkey, I need a person or being. I'm not quite sure the last one, but a person or being. Maybe like
Alex Trebek.
Oh, there you go. Damn you, Trebek. Let's see. Satsu. Oh, no. Now we're on to the chat time. All right. So adjectives from the chat. I need an adjective. Shrouded Angel says deadly. I'll use that one. Deadly. Noun plural. I actually have two noun plurals, but I just asked for one because I'll get plenty for the suggestions. Noun plural. Noun plural. Chatmort says orifices. Where her mind is at. Let's see. In Attack Alpaca, it says shapeshifters. I like that one. Okay, and lastly, a group noun. Okay, a lot of people gave me group nouns. Let me see if I can find a good one. Let's see. Oh, no, I can't use that one. Plural? No, it's a plural noun. Okay, we're going to go with... Who said that one? Keeverdam said policeman. So policeman. All right, so here we go, guys. It's relatively short, but a lot of words. This is called the pledge. I pledge poop to the platter of the tart inflatable sex doll of Gas Tank, and to the turkey leg for which it sharts, 42 ironing boards beyond Alex Trebek, deadly with orifices and shapeshifters for policemen.
Wow, that was a lot.
I'm amazed I got that all out without stumbling.
Well, yeah, that was pretty impressive.
Wow, I thought that would be a lot. Yeah, it's either you get too few words and it goes on a long time, or you get several words and it's very short sometimes. So I will save that one aside to post later. Yeah. Okay. Let's see. How about to switch things up a little bit? How about we do an advice column?
Oh yeah, we haven't done one of those in a minute.
No. Let's see. Which one looks good here? Okay. We'll see how this one plays out. So, dear Lords of the Night, I have a wonderful 2-year-old who is the absolute light of my life and a husband I adore. Uh-oh, this is going to be terrible. I love being a mom and desperately wish to expand our family. However, I have suffered 3 miscarriages in the past 10 months, despite testing and treatment for a blood clotting disorder linked to miscarriage, in addition to losing my father. Oh, this is sad. At the moment, I am hurting too much from all this loss and need to take a break from trying for another child, and I'm also recognizing that it may not be in Mother Nature's cards for us to have another. Okay. The problem is nearly all my friends are pregnant right now, and I'm finding it incredibly hard to be around them. Watching their bodies change is a constant reminder of where I should have been had any of my pregnancies lasted. I don't want to cut myself off socially, especially in a time of such grief, but I find it very painful to see such abundant fertility around me. What can I do short of finding an entirely new group of friends? Sincerely, heartbroken. All right. Well, what would you do, guys?
Get over it and understand that it's okay to be happy for them and still understand, still know that tragedy strikes. Your tragedy doesn't mean nobody else can be happy, woman.
Also, if that can't happen, then it's time to explore some other options, because adoption ain't for everybody. But if your desire is to have a kid, that's still a way that you can have somebody to love as a little person without actually having one. So, instead of just being like, fuck you guys for being able to do the thing that I can't do, maybe just try to explore other avenues. I mean, I get the feeling of that, where, everybody else around you seems to be happy, but you can't fault them for that. It's just, unfortunately, the way life works. So.
Yep. All right, on to another one. This is a very brief question. Dear Lords of the Night, help! I don't want my guy seeing, admiring, or being turned on by other naked women. Do I have to accept that my fiance will attend a bachelor party?
Yes.
No.
No. You don't have to accept anything.
Yes. No. Satsu's on the fence, guys.
Well, no, I thought she was gonna say like
in general, ever.
Yeah.
And if that's it, yeah, he's going to see naked women, whether hopefully not in real life, sweetie. But no, bachelor parties are a stupid idea. I know there's people who love them, whatever. You guys do you. But it's just a chance to go out and be a shithead for one more night before you get married. It's not something you have to do. Now, if it's something that him and his friends want to, you need to sit down and talk to him. You don't have to accept it, though. You could end up with 30 cats if you prefer.
Well, here's the official response. So it said, do I have to accept that my fiance will attend a bachelor party? Yes, because if you tell him no, he'll just lie and go anyway.
Not necessarily.
Yeah,
right.
That's a very downer sort of perspective to have immediately about somebody you don't know.
I feel like that's a perspective against men in general.
Yeah.
That's what that sounds like. But I mean, you could also, I don't know, figure out what the fuck it is about you that makes you so apprehensive against other women and so insecure in your own relationship. That could also be something to look at. Has he given you reason to feel that way, or was it past relationships that now you were kind of placing onto him? What's the deal?
It depends on what kind of bachelor party they're having. I know guys who got laid at their bachelor parties.
Mm-hmm.
Lots of them.
Yeah.
And I get that too, but she started off saying that she just don't want him to be attracted to other women, period.
I get you there too. Yeah.
And I'm just like, well, where the fuck is that coming from? Because like to me, and this is just me, if I'm like prepping to be in a relationship with anybody and they tell me that that's an issue that they have, that's an automatic fail for me. Like that's an automatic nope, can't do it. Yeah, this ain't gonna work out because I can't deal with that shit. I don't even want to entertain it.
All right, we'll do one or two more here. All right, so the title of this one I think answers its own question, but I'll not read that as to not give it away. Dear Lords of the Night, what would you say if I told you that the man I love is bankrupt? What if I told you that his bankruptcy was due to professional incompetence, that he has no signs of income, and that he cheated on me for 6 months till I took him to a therapist and made him stop? Lords of the Night, what would you say if I told you this same guy can be loving, good in bed, and excellent at household chores, and that I've asked him to move in with me?
I'd say you're a fucking moron.
I make plenty of money for two. I'm in the 1%. But I have 3 kids to put through college. Am I being stupid about letting him move in, or just petty about money? Sincerely, mother-in-love.
Wait. This has nothing to do with the money. He already cheated on you.
I read it as it is written, Monkey. What advice do you have for this person?
I can add some money, stupid girl. Because you apparently got it to burn.
Yeah, can I get a loan? You said yeah, you're stupid. That's the answer. You are very stupid, but you got a whole bunch of money, so I guess you can afford to be.
Yeah, I think this lady's answered her own question about 3 times now. But yeah, just kind of, no, he cheated on me, but whatever. He'll be a great butler.
He cheated on me, destroyed his own business, has no money, but he's good in bed. Sweetheart, there's other guys who are good in bed.
Yeah, and if you got all that money to burn, you want somebody good in bed. There's whores.
Oh, and I'm sorry, he's loving too. To you or the other chick?
Yeah, or to your wallet. Thank you, Circus Zero, so much. Been a while since I donated to you, so have some pepperjack money. Thank you, Circus. I will spend it thusly. Thank you so much.
Chick's a moron.
Yeah,
but she's a very wealthy moron. So
wealthy morons. And we'll do this one last because this sounds brilliant. Another relatively short question. Dear Lords of the Night, I'm ready to send out invitations to my wedding. It will be small and elegant, just close friends and family. Mm-hmm. I'm hesitating about mailing an invitation to one of my oldest friends. He's a hoot, and my family loves him, but let him have 2 drinks and he gets loud and lewd, propositions both straight and gay guys, and discloses the most private and scathing details about my life. Should I invite him or not? Sincerely, ready to seal the envelope.
This is to her wedding?
Yes.
I'm assuming that means they're going to have a bar if she's worried about it. No.
Nope. Send him a nice tape of the wedding afterwards. and that's about it. Unless getting embarrassed by this fucker is as a part of the festivities.
Yeah, I don't know. Roasted or something.
Yeah.
Or have a non-alcoholic reception.
I've actually suggested that to somebody before they were getting married, and one of the people that they were going to invite, and she was like, I'll be damned if I'm not going to drink at my own fucking wedding because of somebody else.
I know. I understand.
Like,
I get that. I get it. All the same. Yeah. But yeah, for one person, yeah, if you're that worried about it, then don't do it. It's your day. Send them photos, whatever.
Yeah, just tell them, hey, look, COVID, man, I had to prioritize.
Let's see. Actually, we got time. We will close out with one more Mad Lib. How's about that?
All right, let's do
How's
it.
about that? I'll go to a different
list
here. Let's see if I can get one from someplace else. Okay.
Cash me outside.
God, I haven't heard that phrase in a long time. All right. We'll do this one. Okay. So, chat, this is what I need from you. I need a verb, a type of food, and a plural noun. A verb, a type of food, and a plural noun. Satsu, I need an adjective.
How about a deceased?
Deceased. All right. Monkey, I need an adjective.
Shitty.
All right. Satsu, I need another adjective.
Jesus. Drained.
Drained. Monkey, I need an animal, strangely enough.
Peacock.
Ooh. Okay. Satsu, I need a male name of a person.
Male name of a person.
Mm-hmm.
Danny DeVito.
Okay. Monkey, I need a noun. Remember, a noun can be a person, place, or thing. There could be more than just things.
I know.
I'm just saying.
Not stupid.
I know. Oftentimes I say noun, you guys just give me objects and things. I'm just like, there are other options. Just saying. There are other options.
Okay, Arizona. Feel better?
I do think
Arizona.
Satsu, I need a number.
420. Damn, my bird.
Monkey, I need a part of the body.
Oh,
Interesting.
Intestine.
Ooh. All right. Satsu, I need a past tense verb.
How about assaulted?
Assaulted. And lastly, monkey. Shit. I need a place. That was not intentional, I swear to God.
It was. You did.
No, it wasn't.
New Mexico.
All right, on to chat. Plural noun number 1, because actually there's 3 of them, but I only need several suggestions here. Okay. Plural noun. And Angela Ariaga says crayons. Crayons.
Crayons.
Crayons. Plural noun number 2. Who's next? Got a verb, type of food. Moonshock. Dead Antifa members. Wow. Okay, that's grim.
Yeah. Jesus.
All right. And then plural noun number 3. Daryl Parnass says pistons. Pistons. Okay. And then type of food. We got lots of types of food up here. Chatmore says scones.
Scones.
Scones. And a verb. Last but not least, a verb. Kyler says tripping. Sounds good to me. And thank you, Connor Johnson. 10 years ago today, Danny Boyle's 2010 biopic, 127 Hours, had its theatrical premiere. That's probably one of the best films I saw from that year. Was that the one where the James Franco's stuck in between the rocks? I think that was. And that's interesting given the story we had earlier about the 59-year-old guy stuck under a tree for 4 days. So, all right, guys, here we go with the results. This one's called News Break. The president passed his physical Arizona with flying crayons this morning.
All right.
Doctors gave him a deceased bill of health, but advised him to tripping at least 20 minutes a day and to eat less shitty food.
Always good advice.
At the New Mexico Zoo, a 500-pound peacock reached out and grabbed a woman's drained camera right out of her intestine when she tried to take his picture eating a scone.
Christ.
Shit.
The peacock then assaulted the camera.
Okay.
Sometimes it doesn't pay to diet. Popular comedian Danny DeVito, who's lost more than 420 pounds, was virtually caught with his dead Antifa members down when his pants fell to the floor as he performed in front of an audience of 500 enthusiastic Pistons. The end.
I hate that I have such a visual mind, dude.
At the New Mexico Zoo, a 500-pound peacock reached out and grabbed a woman's drained camera right out of her intestine when she tried to take his picture eating a scone.
Reached up her ass and pulled it right out.
Now, my question is...
You only have
Why was
one?
he keeping it there?
Well, I have several questions, but did this bitch think that after you finished taking the pictures of the camera, you were supposed to eat it? Because that's what I'm forced to assume.
Thank you, Point Curation. Believe in yourself, eat all your school, drink your teeth, don't do sleep, and get 8 hours of drugs. Ah, yes.
Oh, boy.
Thank you, Point Curation. Thank you, Connor Johnson, again. All right, guys. Well, with that, we're going to move on to your time, question time. If you have questions, comments, complaints, concerns, conspiracy theories, if you have, I don't know, interesting things you're going to do this weekend you'd like to tell us about, put them in the chat now. If you have questions for us directly, please put plenty of chat marks after those. If you have statements for us to consider, please put plenty of statement marks after those. If you don't know what I'm talking about, ask your friendly neighborhood chat partner, and they will happily tell you. Let's see. Keeverdam, is that a real advice column? Yes, that is from Elle Magazine. So I think it's actually the E. Jean Carroll advice column. But yes, those are real advice column questions and concerns. Let's see. B Junkie, is Kyle Wick a hero? Who's Kyle Wick?
Oh, was that the shooting kid? No,
That's Rittenhouse.
Rittenhouse.
Yeah,
Wick sounds familiar.
Oh wait, or unless you're calling Rittenhouse Kyle Wick, is that it?
That was my assumption.
Okay. Is he a hero?
No.
No, I wouldn't call him a hero. Whether or not he was defending himself in a situation like that, but hero, I don't think it qualifies. That's just me. Maybe it's just me. I think it's also Weibo, and she got a lot of flack for that too. Sorry, did you guys answer both of you? Sorry.
Yeah, I said no right away. So.
Monkey.
To the hero thing, I don't think he's a hero. He's nothing heroic about what happened there.
Yeah, I think he from everything that I've seen, he was justified in taking most of the actions he took. Taking the gun across state lines as a minor is a different thing. But as far as like what actually happened, he may have been justified. But yeah, heroic would be a bridge too far, I think, unless there's some information I'm not aware of. Let's see. Ryan Rollins, Scribe Light, the stream and my Uber Eats order was rigged from the start. Ryan really likes plugging in the Fallout New Vegas material. Willett Forge, Scribe Light, would you please let chat know? Willett Forge plans a civilized game stream for tomorrow around 5 p.m. Eastern. What constitutes a civilized game stream? Are you playing Civilization? Is that what it is? Is that the joke? Or is it just a very peaceful game? Like are you playing like Octodad or something? Let's see. Point Curation. Do you have water and food stored for unanticipated crisis? Yes, I do actually. For a completely different reason. Like I saw something about like prepping for an earthquake, and I thought, there hasn't been an earthquake in my area for a decent amount of time, but it could happen. So why not? So I've got a little stash of 4 big jugs of water and one of those wind-up radio deals and a couple other things, a first aid kit. So just in case, I've got a little bit of supply. Willett Forge says, Civilization 5, Scribe. Okay. So yeah, go check out Willett Forge's channel tomorrow at 5 p.m. Eastern for a Civ 5 show. Thank you, Sanguine. Gun never crossed state lines. It was his Wisconsin resident friend's rifle. Oh, okay.
That's what I heard.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that. Okay. Was there still a minor in possession thing, though?
I'm not exactly
that part. I'm not sure on.
Yeah, I'm not sure about that.
He got special police training beforehand, and he had access to like rifles and guns and stuff or whatever due to that training. So I don't know what the rules are around that. So
okay. Point Curation. When Cascadia happens, it will be a big one. Cascadia? Oh, are you talking about the earthquake? Because when I saw Cascadia, my mind first went the giant Fallout New Vegas mod Cascadia that's being built and has been being built for several years now, where they set a story up in I think it's either Washington State or Canada or something. That's where my mind went because I'm a nerd. Chatmort said, and goldfish, I hope. There will be goldfish, certainly. I have to go to the store tomorrow, and now I have every reason to stock up. Oh, you mean goldfish in the emergency kit? No, actually, I don't have goldfish. I've got some freeze-dried food stuff and a couple of cans of things and some like granola bar type deals. So. Sadistic Atheist, I was watching Weibo's emergency live stream just before coming over here. I agree with her, and it's not because she's cute. Yeah, she did a video the other day saying that Rittenhouse was not a hero. She got a whole bunch of, I guess, I didn't see it, but a bunch of negative flack for that. And so she made a response live stream, I suppose. I saw the first 3 or 4 minutes before I had to go get the stream ready. So,
I didn't see her video, so I'm not sure what she's talking about with how he's a hero or not. Yeah. So.
Yeah, I just saw that the title of the video. I didn't actually get a chance to watch it. Let's see. Motto Winter. Oh lords, would y'all try smoked clams and oysters on a bed of red rice? Spicy made it red. Okay, a side of hush puppies and a lobster mug of clam chowder.
That sounds pretty good.
Well, I like smoked oysters. It's one of those things that I inherited from my father's Wisconsin food palate. So none of that sounds terrible to me. Monkey?
Sounds horrible. I wouldn't eat none of that shit.
Yeah, you don't like sea bugs. Thank you, Sanguine, again. The gun law was written in such a way that it excluded full-length rifles so that it wouldn't ban teens from hunting. Oh, okay. Well, yeah, I mean, the whole possession thing was the one gray area, but the actual, like, police report of the shooting incidents, one after the other, by their own description, it showed someone in a defensive posture in each instance.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, their own description of the events that justified the charges they brought is stuff that the defense is more than. The defense could just read out the charges the police or the prosecutors issued as their own defense. I mean, if I was a really cocky lawyer, I might just read that and not even provide a defense and say, Your Honor, the state has exonerated my client. The end. That'd be a bit probably reckless and dramatic, but it'd be TV show appropriate, I think. Let's see. Check your logic. How did you take this long to talk about Kimberly Crenshaw? She's every college professor's favorite speaker. Well, I mean, I've seen her, like, every time I ever looked up intersectionality or some social justice stuff, that came up, but I don't know why. I think I didn't do it previously because it was older and it didn't. I don't know. I think I was more inspired to do it recently because of the whole the Ibram X. Kendi one where he's talking about anti-racism, and then doing Robin DiAngelo reading from her own book. And when the two ladies in the really crazy Octo bingo one, when they mentioned intersectionality but didn't expand on it, I thought, this is a good opportunity because I always thought I might do it someday. I have one from Peggy McIntosh talking about the invisible knapsack. I'm sitting on that one for a special occasion. I don't know when. It's several years old, but of course her theory's been around since the 80s, so it's not like it's kind of aged out of existence or something. So we'll see. I might say maybe I'll use that one. I'll see if I'll wait a bit, but maybe I'll use that one to go over it with Kurt Metzger if I can get him on for a tandem TEDx at some point in the future.
Hey, Brad. I just saw that clip that you referenced from the Mulan movie or whatever, and that was the dumbest shit I've ever seen.
I know. I mean, I'm not even like a big. Like I said, I saw Mulan once a long time ago, and I'm looking at that. I'm thinking, that is some Shaolin soccer kind of stuff right there. That doesn't look like epic Disney tale of legend to me. That's just bizarre.
And I fucking love Mulan. I've seen it like way more times than I'm willing to admit, but it just looks really stupid. Like the concept of everything that happened there is just really dumb. And I'm like, all right.
If you guys don't know what we're talking about, several clips from the new Mulan movie have been leaked out in the last, I guess, day or two. And one of them, bad guy shoots arrow up at other guy on a top of a tower or something. Other guy catches the arrow in his hand, then throws arrow up into the air. Then Mulan jumps up, bounces off of a wall, and kicks the arrow back down into the chest of the bad guy.
What now?
Yeah, this is the new Mulan movie. It's some kind of bizarre wire work, Shaolin soccer ridiculousness. I thought that is just. I understand this is a fantasy. This is a fairy tale essentially, more or less, but no, I mean, even the real Mulan with its talking dragon wasn't that ridiculous. That I remember, at least. Thank you, Corey Suzuki. Scribe, you speak of Shaolin soccer. Have you not seen God of Cookery? Or God of Cookery? No. I have not seen God of Cookery. I saw Drunken Master many years ago. That's a great movie with Jackie Chan. But no, I've never heard of God of Cookery. Was it made by the same guys that did Shaolin Soccer? Let's see. Hypnagogic Monk. Have they said anything about the Trump accusations? You mean the Atlantic article about him insulting the military? Yes, we did a article on that, or we talked about that today. The refutation of those allegations from Trump, but also, again, mostly using unnamed sources. So, Stunlock Joe, Scribe, you talk of Shaolin Soccer, but have you seen Battlefield Baseball? No, I haven't. I've only seen Shaolin Soccer. I think it's the only one of that kind of movie that I've seen. So if there are other movies in that sort of cartoony kung fu genre, I have not seen them. I'm sorry. Let's see. B Junkie, was that in the cartoon? I don't recall if kicking an arrow into the bad guy's chest was in the original cartoon. Satsu?
No, but once again, this movie is not based off the cartoon. So.
And I said this way back when they started talking about it. It's like if the movie is not essentially a remake of the cartoon, like nearly all the other live action Disney adaptations have been, they should have called it something different, like The Legend of Mulan or Mulan: The True Story, or something like that. But they just call it Mulan, so anybody looking at it's going to like, oh, I'm going to go in and see a live action version of what I saw when I was a kid. What the hell is this? Bad idea, in my opinion. Thank you, Point Curation. The Skyscraper movie with Dwayne Johnson was straight up Chinese propaganda. Promoted the ideas of Chinese superiority of tech, freedom of press, etc. Did it? I thought it was just like a sort of a remake of Towering Inferno. Sort of. I never saw it, so I don't have any way of telling. Did you guys ever see that movie? Was it called High Rise or Skyscraper or something?
No, I kept seeing commercials for it.
Never saw it.
All right. Thank you, Chicago Mike. Sounds very Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragonish. I guess. So again, my understanding of the whole Mulan story was basically from the animated thing, that it was relatively grounded in reality, in the sense that it wasn't like the actual story wasn't some really outlandish supernatural legend kind of thing, but just sort of a parable about someone's worth and assumptions about someone's ability and that kind of thing. Or am I off base?
Beats me.
Okay, well, Satsu's seen it a million times, so
I'm sorry. What was the?
That the story of Mulan was a relatively grounded story about a girl like posing as a boy to help her family, and it wasn't highly supernatural in nature.
Well, outside of the dragon and the ghostly ancestors, basically, it was pretty much a girl power story.
Right, Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon was lots of crazy wire work and flying through the air and very sort of metaphorical sort of actions taken in a legendary sort of context. So but yeah, no, the thing I saw, the clip from the movie looked much more Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon than it did what I imagined a Mulan adaptation would look like. Thank you, Keldrig. As many dollars as there are minutes left in the stream, with a deduction of $1 per host. Is that Common Core? Thank you, Keldrig. Appreciate it. Let's see. Cannibalistic Wizard. If you could erase one person and what they did from history, who would you get rid of? Well, the reflexive answer would be something like Hitler.
I'm always very cautious with questions like that, because ain't no telling what the fuck. You may think you're just going to affect one thing, but you'd end up fucking changing so many things.
Yeah, and of course, if we're just talking about like without considering the ripple effect or anything. The other thing too, I always think of when questions like that get asked and somebody says Hitler, I was thinking, maybe it would have changed things somewhat, but I have to, not being an expert historian or anything, I got to wonder if the conditions of Germany and the surrounding area at that time, it wouldn't have produced someone else who would do the exact same thing.
All right.
That kind of thing. But as far as like, God, gosh, erase one person. Very Death Note sort of thing, but I'm trying to think of like it's one person who made one decision that I guess if I had to pick the first one that comes to mind for whatever reason was Sirhan, the guy who assassinated Robert F. Kennedy. So I guess that's the one I'd do. I think things would be a lot different if RFK had lived. I guess that's my reflexive answer. You guys got any?
No.
Yeah, not really.
All right. Well, I stand alone. Let's see. Angela Arega. Mulan was actually a poem about a girl who posed as a boy to take her father's place in war because he was old and feeble, and all families were required to take one male.
Right.
Yeah. Right. I thought the original story was not supernatural or super heroic in nature per se, save for the story of, what you said. So if they were going to do an adaptation of the real story, there wouldn't be anything like super duper kung fu arrow kicking and things. So, but obviously they went a different direction. So, whatever. And how much was Disney going to charge on top of the subscription fee to watch that?
$30.
$30 on, and what's the subscription fee per month for Disney Plus?
Like 15 or something.
So basically, I'd have to pay, $15, so $45 within a month's time to watch one movie, effectively. Great. Let's see. Alpha Omega, would you be able to handle a TEDx without a pepper jack? I have in the past. When in the early days, I didn't really, and sometimes I don't really have a very strong one because I'm not feeling too great or something. So it has happened. And on the just a spoiler alert, we actually watched a whole TEDx, I should say, on the Kurt Metzger podcast, and I wasn't drinking then. I was, so and it went as you might expect between the two of us listening to it. It was actually kind of fun. Check your logic. Why is it always Hitler? Immediately thought Jesus, Tecumseh. Sorry, Genghis Khan, Gavrilo Princip, and Derek Chauvin. I don't know. Like I said, it's just like if you had to erase one person from history and what they did, like that's just sort of like the classic answer, I guess. It just comes up. Nothing for you here says Thomas Edison. Thomas Edison. I mean, he only stole most of his ideas,
I mean, okay. I just saw a meme, and I'm wondering how anybody could make a meme like this after what recently just happened. It says, gentle reminder, Joe Biden has been endorsed by 81 Nobel Prize recipients. Trump has been endorsed by the My Pillow guy. And I'm just like, Biden was also endorsed by Richard Spencer, which happened like a few days ago.
Yeah, and being endorsed by what do I care?
Yeah.
Like they endorse him because why? And if you want to talk about the Nobel Prize stuff, is the Middle East stuff going on right now getting any press? Because I keep seeing bits and pieces here and there that really monumental historic things are taking place and nobody's really talking about them.
Uh-huh.
So, and they keep crediting this is like Trump's gambit or something. So if there's some kind of accord that takes place in the Middle East, are you going to give Trump the Nobel Peace Prize? And if not, why not? When you gave Obama a Nobel Peace Prize, even though he hadn't done anything yet, and then he ended up droning a bunch of people. I don't know.
Or just tell them about, if a person says that to you, talks about the people who endorsed Joe Biden, just tell them, what about the black people that endorsed Trump? And watch them like, well, that doesn't mean anything. And it's like, all right, Dan, shut the fuck up.
Yeah, what about all the Minnesota mayors that have endorsed Trump? Isn't that a bit more on point than a bunch of Nobel Prize winners?
Yeah, shut your stupid ass up.
Let's see. Resolute Germ says, RFK had to go. Well, I mean, I don't know. Who knows? I don't have a book of history that says what would have happened or what dominoes would have fallen otherwise, and we'll never know. Faithless. Biden claimed the light bulb was invented by a black man. Well, I remember seeing, and I don't remember if this is true. I remember seeing a documentary that showed there was evidence, at least sort of documentary type evidence, that the Egyptians had invented something like a light bulb thousands of years ago. There was like a hieroglyphic that showed them with a contraption that looked just like a light bulb. And I don't know if that's actually accurate or not. So if he said that, I don't know the history of the light bulb. So maybe, I don't know if he was right or not.
Well, I've seen a couple stories or articles where they're like, did you know that a black person was responsible for creating video games? And then you look at the article and they're like, he created a part that was used in video game systems at some point.
The Raven system, I think it was.
Yeah, and it's just like that. Okay, sure. All right.
Thank you, Sanguine. He needs more indiscriminate drone striking to get a peace prize. Apparently so. Although I don't know if how early into Obama's presidency did he get the Nobel Peace Prize? I thought it was really early on.
It was pretty early on.
Yeah, so at that point he hadn't actually done that stuff, but obviously that was very premature.
Now, I don't know if he hadn't done stuff yet, but I know it was pretty early on.
Yeah. Ercole de Stefano, a battery that ran on vinegar. Now the battery part I remember, but I thought there was some. And again, maybe I'm misremembering. I saw some kind of fake documentary or something, but I thought there was some kind of hieroglyphic that showed something like a light bulb. Was that? I don't know. But either way, I don't know what the actual history of the light bulb is, and a lot of things that we assume to be they came from like Thomas Edison invented the light bulb. Well, did he, or was it somebody else? That kind of thing. Mm-hmm. Let's see. Grill and Pirate Pete. Humphrey Davy, an Englishman, invented the light bulb 200 years ago. Lewis Howard Latimer, a black man, improved the light bulb like Edison. Just had this on a previous stream. Oh, okay. Okay. I don't know that I'd hold Biden to account for that anecdote getting it wrong. I mean, that seems pretty minor in the long run. That doesn't seem like a big deal to me.
It's just like a common misconception.
Yes, unless he was trying to hammer home some really dramatic point and completely got it wrong or whatever. Another monitoring Scribe. Obama in reality got the Peace Prize specifically for not being Bush. Was that? I thought it was because he was promising to stop the war, bring everybody, or something like. He was looking to stop the war, and that just his intentions were enough to get a Peace Prize.
Look, once you drop enough peace bombs, you automatically get one.
Yeah, I suppose so.
That's how it works.
Midnight Exile. Hieroglyphics show things that look like spaceships. One famous spaceship cockpit. I know there's a lot of weird things in the hieroglyphics. I was just, like I said, I thought I remembered some documentary where they demonstrated some pictogram that showed a light bulb-like thing, and then they built it using what they presumed the hieroglyphic was explaining. And like I said, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm misremembering. I don't know. Thank you, No One Nowhere, so much for Goldfish and Dr. Pepper. Oh boy, I'm gonna be just rich in Goldfish and Dr. Pepper now for the TED Excellence. So thank you guys so much. Let's see. Motto Winter. Oh Lords, meow mix much? I want chicken. I want liver. Meow mix, please deliver. No, actually, I don't have any cats. My sister's cat, I don't think eats dry cat food, so probably not. And you guys don't have. I don't think Satsu has any pets. Or no, you got your bearded lizard.
My bearded dragon.
Monkey, you don't. Do you have any pets? I forget.
I don't. No, not at the time.
Hypnagoga Monk, Scribelight, I believe you're thinking about a better. I may be. Again, this is very sketchy memory I have, so I could be completely wrong. Let's see. Kieverdam says, Scribelight, you have a third of a cat. That's true. Dog Cat Fox. Oh, Dog Cat Fox. Oddly enough, even though he presented the bingo card on his podcast, he didn't ask about Dog Cat Fox. He asked about what free space meant, but Kurt did not ask about Dog Cat Fox. So well. But it was prominently displayed on the show. But with that, guys, by the time I finish this, we'll be at the top of the hour, and thus the end of this show. So thank you guys so much for joining us tonight. Moderators, thank you for keeping an eye on things, even though our audience is so well behaved. Nothing ever really needs to get done. And everybody who donated, thank you so much for your generosity. It will go towards my shopping trip tomorrow with Goldfish, Dr. Pepper, Jack Daniels, and all the other stuff I need to survive another TEDx, which will happen tomorrow at noon Pacific time, 3 p.m. Eastern, on my channel. And it'll be all sorts of fun, I'm sure, the one I've picked out. Actually, I have about 3 I'm looking at, but I think I know which one I'm going to do. I'm going to save the other ones for another time. Let's see. Remember, guys, after this, over on 2 Cents Plus, right? You can watch Satsu and Monkey play, Night of the Dead?
Indeed.
Yep.
Night of the Dead. Thank you, Chicago Mike, for the Dogcat Fox. Bye-bye. Bye-bye, Dogcat Fox. And also remember, per usual, tomorrow night we'll be on Monkey's channel at the regular time, 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern, for another edition of Lords of the Night. So look forward to seeing you guys there. Anything else to mention before we go, guys?
Nothing that comes to mind, no.
Satsu?
Sorry, we answered at the same time. I said no.
Sure. All right. Well, with that, everyone, again, thank you for joining us. Monkey, Satsu, thank you for joining me as always.
Mm-hmm.
God damn it. Okay, we got to stop answering at the same time.
If you say so. I just think you're just not into it. But
You're
whatever.
not listening to me.
I'm listening. I didn't hear you. But anyway, everyone, your lives make us sad, and we will see you tomorrow.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
And per tradition, I'm going to read from Screw the Roses, Send Me the Thorns, the romance and sexual sorcery of sadomasochism. Satsu?
Sadomasochism.
You know,
He is really not listening to me.
I didn't hear you.
Oh my God.
You kind of talked over each other there.
I know. And he didn't even catch me talking over him. What's wrong with you, man?
How am I supposed to catch you talking?
You catch me talking over you all the time.
I don't. Okay. Anyway, today's secret word is completely. I completely did not hear Satsu. And thank you, Manic, at the last second. I haven't seen that one before. Oh, the huggy heart. Go get Fox. Oh, it's so cute. Oh, thank you, Manic. Night, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.